Alright, so I opened up the gearbox, and first thing I always do is do a shim job. And surprisingly, normally ARES gearboxes are shimmed very tight. I mean, every gear is on the tight side, and that usually causes the overheating and the low RPS rates. But this is a very exceptional gearbox because this is the first box I worked on that actually I'm happy how the spur and the sector gear is shimmed. And the bevel gear only had to change one little, a little slightly thinner shim, and now it runs really well. So looks like maybe ARES is getting a little bit better on the shim jobs, but I could still see it's the typical factory shimming. So I doubt it. So that they really changed the practice. So really, every time you buy an ARES gun, unfortunately, all the shim jobs are a little bit tight. So for me, this is a new pistol. I only used it for field testing, and that was it. And I pretty much opened it. So what I'm gonna do now is, now that I got all the shims in place that I want, I use a very special glue that my friend recommended me, and he likes to keep it proprietary. So whatever glue you have or JB Weld you want to do, that's your next step. So what I'm going to do is glue down with these bushings down, and the bushings look good. So I'm going to use them, and these are, yeah, they're very good bushing. They're not bad bushings. So I'm just going to glue them down and let it sit for 24 hours. Then put back everything and put the air nozzle in, and I'll shoot you a video putting it all completely together. Then we'll go test try it and see how well it does. Alright, in this step I am already done shimming the gears and buttoning them down with a special glue. Now I'm gonna, like I said, I always said about ARES is that their air nozzle always lacks an O-ring, so you always have this FPS loss. So what I'm gonna do is brace it with the SHS one with an O-ring, so that'll bring my FPS up good to 20 to 40 FPS. It depends. I mean, I never worked on a very short barrel, so it should bring it up a good substantial amount. And I'm gonna change the spring to M100. I'm pretty sure the stock spring that it's using right now is an M110 equivalent. So we'll see if this works. First, I'm just, it's under tight. Maybe I don't want to break it out. So I'll just leave it since it's on there pretty tight. Put on a little bit of silicone. Just a little bit, not too much. So creates a little bit better seal. Don't put too much, otherwise your barrel's gonna start taking some, spitting some silicone into the barrel, which I don't want it to happen. Okay. So I'm just putting some silicone all over, so that, well, the silicone just for the piston. I usually use grease for the gears and shimming, silicone for the piston areas. Let's see. Alright, so go. Here's the piston. Put a little grease on the gear. I already checked the AOE. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's not picture perfect, but it's more than enough serviceable, really. And let's check the compression. Here it is with the air nozzle. I think I put in a little too much silicone. Wipe it down a little bit. Okay, there we go. So now you should have pretty good compression. You see they made a mark here. I'm not used to that. Normally I'm used to pretty... wonder what they do that for. This one seems to lose a lot of air for some weird reason. I can hear air hissing. Okay, so maybe I don't really like that. See how they sealed up the head a little bit. So why don't I go ahead and just re-grease it. Okay, what I'm going to do is re-grease it because I don't like how I could hear a little bit of hissing of air. Just a little bit, it's not that too bad. I'm just a picky guy, so... Okay, let's try this again. Alright, let's try it again. Oh, much better. So definitely, yeah. So always check the compression. Grease it up a little bit. So make a good seal. And you should be good to go. I just have to position this a little bit better. And you can see what a big difference, whoops, the new SHS air nozzle does. So that's why I always highly recommend better compression. Alright, so next step is putting the whole gearbox back together and everything and testing.